Hello friends, this is Rajul Suthar, Assistant Professor of Sri Swaminarayan Institute of Technology, Bhat, Gandhinagar. In previous lecture we have discussed requirement analysis and specification. Now move on the next part, next chapter. So software design. The weightage of this chapter is 10% if you look like in the syllabus. The topic covered in this chapter like design, design concept and design principle, architectural design, component level design. We also discuss about the Microsoft Visio tools. Then function oriented design, object oriented design, then what is a user interface design and web application design. So all things that cover in the design. So what do you mean by design? We first of all need to understand the definition of design. So software design is a model of software which translate the requirement into the finished software product, in which the detail about the software data structure, architecture, interface and component that are necessary to implement the system are given. So design is at core of software engineering, and it's applied irrespective of any process model while we are using the design. So it nothing but the blueprint. We can say it is the meaningful or graphical representation of your software product, any layout, architecture, all thing that is a design for the software engineering. So here the definition of design: a graphical meaningful representation of something to be built. So we are building the product, software product. So it is the graphical and meaningful representation of a software product. Then design, it's a process that translates the customer need into the blueprint for the development of the software. So design is nothing but the one type of a blueprint. Then blueprint give us overall view of the software. So the blueprint is represent the overall view of your software product, and we can say it is the mind map. We all familiar with the mind map. The mind map is covered in design engineering. While we are describing our model, so mind map is useful to easy describe our each and every product or model. It is one type of a layout or structure layout on paper we created. Then whenever we applied any software requirement specification, means needs, that is the customer need, we can say it is the problem domain. Then we applied particular design process, so it is called the software design. Finally we got the solution, so it will be applied or it is useful for the finished software product. Whenever we finish any software product, so it can say that the software design is completed, or the problem domain is process with design process, and we got the solution domain. So this is the simple flow of the design. We applied with the software requirement specification, design the process and solution the domain. So it finally called the software design. Again we understand with proper figure. So here the requirement engineering we all familiar in the previous chapter, requirement analysis and specification. We discussed what is the requirement engineering, what is SRS, what is requirement analysis and requirement electrician, requirement engineering process, all things are discussed. So first step here, requirement engineering, then analysis model, we applied particular analysis model, and design engineering. We all familiar also with the design engineering. Then we applied the design model. We in this chapter we discuss design model. number of design model covered, like architectural design, component level design model, object oriented design model, function oriented design model, user interface design model, web application design model. Then after applying particular design model, we got the blueprint to constructing particular software. So blueprint is nothing but the software design. A process involved diversification and convergence, that is called the software blueprint. So the most creative part of the development process here is described. We start with the customer requirement. So requirement engineering, first step. Then it cover the analysis model, design engineering, design model we discuss in this video lecture. Then it applied for the final process, and this is called the blueprint, nothing but the blueprint of software. Then some of the important characteristics of good design. So let me discuss design characteristics. The definition of good software design can vary dependent on the application being designed. Here the characteristics are listed like correctness, means a good design should be correctly implemented all the functionality identified in the software requirement specification. If you represent your design, so design must be correct. Okay. Then second thing, understandability, means good design is easily understandable for end user, or if you applied the design to the team member, so each and every team member can easily understand. So this is the characteristics of good design, understandability. Then efficiency, it should be efficient, we can say easy to use, efficient. Then maintainability, it should be easily enable to change, means if we modified the design at each and every step, each and every phase, so it is the maintainability. Let me discuss the design model. So first one, that is the data design element. Second, that covered here. First, the design element produce a model of data that represent a high level of abstraction. This model is then more refined into the more implementation specific representation, which is processed by the computer based system. It covers the structure of data, that is most important part of the software design. Then second, architectural design element. Here architectural design element that provide overall view of the system. The architectural design element is generally represented as a set of interconnected subsystems that are derived from the analysis package in the requirement model. The architecture model is derived from some of the source, like the information about the application domain to be built, the requirement model element like data flow diagram. This one is cover the DFD, data flow diagram, or analysis the classes, analysis of classes. It also covers the relationship and collaboration between them, relation between the classes, one to one, one to many, one to star. This type of a relationship is provided between the classes. The architecture style and pattern is most useful for architecture to create the architecture design. Now third one, that is the interface design element. The interface design element for the software that represent the information flow within it and out to the system. means in and out information system. They communicate between the component defined as a part of the architecture. Important element of interface design like user interface design UI, then external interface, then external interface like for the system or network interface, and internal interface. Here also cover the internal interface. So internal interface, that is the interface between various component. So each and every component interface, that is called the internal interface. Then fourth one, that is the component level diagram and elements. So the component level design for the software is similar to the set of detailed specification of each room in a house. The component level design for the software completely describe internal details of each software component. The processing of data structure occur in the component and interface, which allow all the component operation. In a context of object-oriented software engineering, a component shown in UML diagram, the UML diagram is used to represent the processing logic. So here UML component diagram for sensor management, one of the example of UML component level diagram, that is the sensor management. Then fifth one, that is the deployment level design element. So deployment level design element shows the software functionality and subsystem that allocated in the physical computing environment which support the software. The following figure, here one figure is represent for the three computing environment as shown. There are personal computer, here first element, that is called the personal computer, then CPI and control panel. So control panel, that is a CPI server, control panel information server, and control panel, that is the security purpose. So this is the deployment level diagram. Then quality attributes of software design. So some of the important quality attributes of the software design also cover the business quality attributes. So which quality attributes covered? Let me discuss one by one. So the quality attributes of the software design that cover, first one, availability, means available of the system or design, that's attributes. The availability attributes is concerned with the system failure. Fault are the problem that corrected to the mask by the system. The failure are uncorrected error. That means availability is equal to, we can calculate the availability. A is equal to mean time to failure divided by mean time to failure plus mean time to repair. So this is the definition of availability. Then second thing, that is the modifiability, means the quality is concerned which can be changed when we required, or when change made and who make the changes. So all things that cover into the modifiability. Then performance, the performance quality is concerned with the response time and similar measure for the various event. It cover for the various event. So performance, it is one type of a quality of software product. Then security. So some of the important security that covered: non-repudiation, confidentiality, integrity, assurance of authenticity, availability means no denial of service, and auditing, all things that cover into the security, and testability. So what do you mean by testability? The testability attribute is concerned with the detecting of the failure mode. Typically the 40% of the cost of large project is spent on the testing. This means architecture that support for the testing that reduce the test cost is time depend on the time we need to control the internal state and input to each unit, then observe the corresponding output to that unit. We test each and every component by using some importance testing like alpha testing, beta testing, white box, black box testing, unit integration testing. So this is called testability. And last one, that is a usability, means how easy it is to learn and feature of the system, then how efficiently the user can use the system, how well the system handle user error, how well the system adapt to the user needs, to what degree the system give the user confidence in the correctness of its action, all things that cover into the usability. These all are the system quality attributes. Quality requirement that depend on the system architecture more than the functional requirement. The system quality we have discussed. Then some of the important business quality attributes. Here also describe the business quality attributes. So which are the business quality attributes and why it is required? Time to market. So first one, that is the time to market, means architectural reuse effect of the development time. Then cost and benefit, means in-house architecture expertise in the cheaper than the outside of the expertise. Then projected lifetime of the system, means long-lived system required architecture that are modifiable and scalable. Then target market, means architecture affect that platform will be compatible in and incompatible with the system. Roll out the schedule. What do you mean by rollout? If the functionality is planned to increase over the time, the architecture need to be customizable and flexible. Roll out the system, it roll out or roll back all the process is also possible while we are using the business quality attributes. And integration with the legacy system. The architecture of the legacy system begin integrated with influence the overall system's architecture. Here not listed the architectural attributes, but also cover the conceptual integrity, correctness and completeness, as well as build is concerned with the organization that capability to actual construct the architecture. So these are the attributes or quality attributes for the software design. Then design principle. Let me discuss the design principle. The design process should not suffer from the tunnel vision. So what do you mean by tunnel vision? The design process did not suffer the tunnel vision, means design principle. We will discuss the design principle and in the next video lecture.